In the quiet suburbs of Victoria, Australia, the day began like any other at a small hospital. Dr. Chris Webster was beginning his usual morning routine, when suddenly two patients were rushed in, one man and one woman, both in agonizing pain. Death itself seemed to be creeping across their pale faces. Their moans, their rapid breaths, everything pointed to something far more sinister than a simple illness. As Dr. Chris began examining them, something deep inside him stirred. The female patient, Heather, and a man named Ian, a local pastor, complained of intense abdominal pain and nausea. At first, it all seemed like a regular case of food poisoning. But Dr. Chris's instincts were on high alert. Something wasn't right. When he asked what they had eaten, the patients mentioned a wonderful lunch prepared by a woman named Erin Patterson. That name struck a strange chord. It didn't sound dangerous, but the way it was uttered, almost too casually, planted the first seed of suspicion in Dr. Chris's mind. Minutes later, a woman walked into the hospital reception. Calm face, lifeless eyes. "My name is Erin Patterson," she said, complaining of mild stomach discomfort. Dr. Chris felt a chill run down his spine. This was the same woman the victims had spoken of, the cook of that very lunch. He asked her directly what she had prepared. Erin replied coldly, "Just some mushrooms and meat from Woolworths." Her tone was flat, emotionless. What truly disturbed Dr. Chris was the complete absence of panic in her demeanor. Her in-laws, Doan and Gail, both gravely ill, were just meters away from her, yet she didn't even seem aware, let alone worried. Then came the phone call that confirmed his worst fear. A doctor from another hospital, located about 90 minutes away, called to report that two more patients, also related to Erin, had ingested deadly mushrooms. The meat wasn't the issue. It was poison. At that moment, Dr. Chris's mind snapped into action. He urgently altered his treatment plan for his patients and started arranging their transfer to a better facility. But even as panic surged within him, Erin remained eerily calm. She didn't flinch, didn't ask questions, as though none of this concerned her. Then, without permission or discharge, Erin quietly left the hospital. Alarm bells were now ringing in Dr. Chris's mind. He picked up the phone and dialed the police. "This is Dr. Chris Webster from Leongatha Hospital. I'm concerned about a patient who may have ingested deadly mushroom poison, but she's just walked out," he said, his voice heavy with urgency. That call was later played in court as crucial evidence. Hours later, Erin returned on her own. Dr. Chris calmly advised her to bring her children for testing, concerned they too might have been exposed. Erin hesitated and said, "They might get scared." Dr. Chris replied, "They can be scared and live, or be unaware and die." Toxicology reports later showed neither Erin nor her children had any signs of poisoning. She was discharged 24 hours later. But 3 people had already died from the food she had served. She walked back home with the same unsettling calm with which she had walked into the hospital. 2 years passed. One day, Dr. Chris learned Erin had been found guilty. That name, that face, that feeling of unease, it all came flooding back. He had been called as a key witness in her trial. "She is the embodiment of evil," Dr. Chris told the court. There was no emotion, no sorrow, just silence behind the smiling mask. Yet for him, the one solace in the entire nightmare was that one person survived, Ian Wilkinson, the pastor. "Just the fact that he lived," Dr. Chris later said, "that brings me peace." But maybe Erin's story doesn't end there. Some wounds never heal. Some truths never fully surface. And sometimes evil hides behind the most ordinary faces. Thumb up the video and subscribe the channel for more real crime horror stories. Thank you very much for watching this one.